Welcome to 13 Hour Times 62 LEGO Set Reviews. This is set number 2235. This character is called the Fire Lord. He is from Hero Factory, as released in 2011, 125 pieces, and retails for about $20. This is the third version of a Titan from Hero Factory. So they're still working out different ideas as far as what the ball and joint pieces are going to do for Titan figures. So let's take a closer look at this set. This set was in a box. I was also ages 9 to 16 because it's a little bit bigger to build than some of the other villains. He was available in a box form, and we'll go from the bottom up as far as details. At first, we'll just spin him around. We'll take a good look at him from all the sides. You can see a lot of complexity in the back. He's got a lot of armor in the front. So we'll go from bottom to top as far as each of the details and features of the set. And here's a closer look at some of the feet. Kind of a unique form as far as making the feet. I do like getting these pieces a lot for some reason. I just think they're nice to use for different sets. He is pretty bendable when it comes to moving his arms around. Moving his legs around. Very flexible. He can also bend at the knees, so he's pretty good for posing if you need him like this. The joints in between the knees can move, or right below the knees, these parts can move a little bit back and forth, so that helps for flexibility, for anything else as far as posing goes. So you could have like this, or like this. I'm actually not a... Oh, and there's also some detail that's unique to him on the sides. These are not stickers, these are printed. It's actually one of the things I don't like about the set are in the legs. And the reason why is because in some areas it has a lot of armor, and in other areas it's very lacking. A bunch of the torso is good with armor, but there are some sections on here which really don't show any armor on them. And I understand that's because you can't attach any of these kinds of pieces to there because there's no place for it. Because you already have these in the way. But I would still like to see something a little bit better as far as the armor in this section. Maybe to take another piece, put it on top of it, make it stand out a little bit. But also try not to disrupt any of the play with the model. It just, to me, it looks a little bit lacking compared to other parts. So there's one opinion I have about the set. We'll go to the back and you'll see how far up these leg pieces can actually go. As you can see from there, it's also pretty high up, which is kind of interesting because, wouldn't that hurt if he felt it all the way back there? Or maybe it's just because it's jointed. I don't know if it would hurt more if he felt them. I don't know. Next part I will show you. We have the arm. The arms in this set. I'll go with this arm first because it's kind of easier to show. Both of these arms are also double jointed, so they do have some range of motion. Not a complete range of motion, but this is probably one of the better parts you can get. You can still go up here, and around a little bit, and forward. The rest of it is very easy to move, because there's only one joint. And as you can see, it's only just a silver hand that's holding the blaster. And the blaster I've mentioned before is a Zamber Sphere with a Thornax launcher, but in Hero Factory it's not really called that. And it's pretty good at firing too. You can also see from the back, I'll just bend the legs down. You can also see from the back how that movement is made for each of the arms and how far back and forward it can really go. Now some of it can't really move that far back because these are fixed into place. If you customize it a little bit, you could probably make them move better. So they would give more flexibility to move back, move forward, or even move up and down. But you're probably not going too far as flexibility. I still like it as it is. The next arm that we have, you can see how the motion works here. It's a little bit less in flexibility than the other arm, and that's mainly because of this giant piece you can see. It sometimes gets in the way of other pieces. And I'm just trying to bend this around. You get to see it all different ways. But yes, when it comes to this piece, it does look really cool. It has a giant shield here, and then the flames, very similar to Furno from 1.0. How he has those as his weapon here. That's very cool. However, this piece can get in the way of functions over here, even these pieces up there. But you can easily remove that if you want to. Or you can even use it as part of his hand. His hand on this side is actually free, so I actually like how they give it two hands, two actual hands that is, for this figure, compared to other ones where they only give you one and the other one is just like surrounded as a weapon. And you can't really use it as two separate hands. So I do like that with this figure, they give you two actual hands. If you wanted to, you could even fit these into his regular hand as like an extension of the weapon, more flexibility for the weapon. Usually it's just made like this. I don't know if it's more of like a, this top part is a shield, or this bottom part is like rockets or something. It does pack a punch though, if you were being encountered with him. This guy's purpose in 2.0 is to, like, I think he's stealing energy from a fuel station, and that fuel gives him all different kinds of power and, you know, makes his weapon stronger. And it also works for the others in his team. So that's why he's a bad guy. You can also see, I don't know exactly what these are. At first I thought they were just accessories that go on top of him, you know, to give him a little bit more power and more intimidating look. But I think these might actually be rocket boosters, because they go around and down like this. So they could probably propel him in the air if they need to. They do look nice though. It's one of the things I do like about this set. How they're movable and can stay out of the way of the arms if they need to. Plus, you can also put them on his shoulders, and it looks like a pretty tough shoulder armor. Now, the head for him is very cool. It can move back and forward if it needs to for flexibility. He also has these big horns on the sides, which make it look pretty cool and pretty unique. And you've probably seen this before, but as his actual headpiece, it's also drill dozers on the other side. It's in a different color, so if you want to use it for your own models, you can do that. It also makes a unique design for him between the two sides. And the actual piece he uses here is a Hero Factory headpiece. So I kind of like this villain compared to the other villains in any of the other series in Hero Factory. He's not really my favorite. His motives are a little bit weak, but I don't know. He does seem like a kind of powerful guy, and I just didn't like the armor down here, as we said before, or the shoulder, or the thing up here in the shoulder. That does get in the way a bunch of times when it comes to posing. So thanks for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and we will see you next time.